Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. I started off really high there, I don't know why. Hello there, I think it's just the excitement, you know what I mean? Thomas Tuchel's walked through the building, I can't believe it still, but we're going to get into all of that because today is a video on one certain topic. We're not going to go through the news and do all of that again, not today because we've had enough for one day, and it's around this certain topic. It's what everyone's talking about, and I've got to put my 2 cents in because I feel like I can just be logical on this. It's not hard to understand. So I'm gonna go through it because there's a lot of praise, there's a lot of happiness, but there is a very loud minority, I feel like, especially on socials and the press, both, that are saying a certain thing and it just, for me, doesn't make any sense at all. But we'll get into it. Before we do, make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button, notification bell on. Make sure you guys are hitting that and be up to date with all the content as it drops. Do not forget the Liverpool-Chelsea anticipation is underway now, and the preview for that will be on Saturday. We're going to start looking into that and seeing exactly what Chelsea are doing. So make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. Check out the socials on screen and in the description as well. Let's get cracking. So earlier on, the FA and England gave us official confirmation and the unveiling of none other than Mr. Audi TT. Here it is. So the FA is saying, we're delighted to announce that the UEFA Champions League winner, Thomas Tuchel, is a new England senior men's head coach and will be assisted by internationally renowned English coach Anthony Barry. Absolutely. So basically, England are blue. Chelsea have taken over the building. England have gone proper Chelsea. England have gone proper Chelsea. It's mad. We'll see how this all transpires. But yeah, basically, it's Chelsea basically has taken over the building. There's even another Chelsea, I think it's a Chelsea fitness coach or something that's headed over to England now. He's going to be working with him. Taking over the scene. Anyway, that happened. Before we get into what went down, I do want to share one little bit of news. There is one little bit of news, right? Chelsea fans, this is for all of you, right? So, strap in. You're not going to like this, but let me explain. Here it is. Tuchel has unfollowed Chelsea on X. Hold the thought, relax. No, don't throw the lettuce, don't throw the cucumbers, don't throw anything, keep it there. Don't throw. Let me explain. Do you remember when Tuchel joined Chelsea? That's when he was told to open his social media accounts. He's not on social media, right? But he was told to open up a Twitter. I think he already had an Insta from PSG, but he never used it. And then he was asked to open these up, right? And after he left Chelsea, he put up a post on his Twitter basically saying goodbye to Chelsea. And I think after that, he didn't use it again. I don't know if he used it at Bayern Munich, basically, but he's had to unfollow. It makes sense. As an England manager, you're not allowed to show any biases, right? As any international manager, you cannot show a bias towards a certain club in that country. So, don't be offended. Basically, don't be offended. Tuchel may not follow Chelsea on X. And look, he got sacked anyway. I wouldn't blame him. But I'm sure he follows us in his heart. Now, I'm just going to believe that. Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. Basically, today, we've seen the press, we've seen certain football personalities, or ex-football personalities, we've seen all sorts of people come out of left field trying to talk about how it's a disgrace. No, England should have an English manager. How dare he not be English? How dare we get a foreigner? What are they doing? Like, look, hang on now, before we get the King's English out, right, and we start talking Shakespeare, right, let me show you what's been said, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on it and what I genuinely think of this. Gary Neville was one that spoke. Here he is. He said, I think we are damaging ourselves. I do think there are outstanding English candidates who could have been appointed. We are in a rut when it comes to coaching. English coaching has one of the worst reputations in Europe. We don't have a clear identity and have not built a style which is unique to us. We have seen coaches from all around Europe come to the Premier League and input their styles in our game, and we've copied them. But in my opinion, we need to build an identity and let English coaches flourish. I thought we'd left that period of appointing foreign coaches behind, he told Sky Sports. You've answered your own question, Gary. You think there's loads of outstanding English candidates who could have been appointed. Okay, name them to me. But then after that, you tell me that we're in a rut when it comes to coaching. And English coaches have one of the worst reputations in Europe. Well, there's your answer. Why do England have one of the worst reputations in Europe? We'll get to all of that. Let's see some more. Danny Mills saying they need to answer. Why not an Englishman? Why? How dare they not get an Englishman? Yeah? Hold that thought. Sam Wallace of The Telegraph put this out. Without wishing to sound impolite to Thomas Tuchel, who has only accepted a job offer from the FA, but once again, the England manager should be English. Nationality is the whole point of international football. Funny that, because he's the same guy that not long ago, in fact, only 4 days ago, said this. Could the FA really shoot for the stars and go for Pep as England manager? Appointing six-time Premier League winner would be the most ambitious project for governing bodies since the rebuilding of Wembley. Said the same guy. Wow. I'm sorry. Where's Pep from? Oh yeah, no, he's from Colchester. All right. Oh no. Sorry, he's from the Costa del Mar gate. Let's get into this. Here's Harry Redknapp. Harry Redknapp says, I wanted an Englishman to manage England. Harry Redknapp doesn't believe you have to be a great coach to manage the England national team. On that, I mean, he's not wrong. So far, Southgate got the job. That tells you what you need to know, yeah? So he's not wrong, technically. But let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. Let me show you, actually. No, let me show you. I want to do this in the right order. Thomas Tuchel spoke about this point. Let's see what the man has to say, yeah? The journalist asked him in the press conference today about him being German, about you not being English, mate. And Thomas Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel's the one of the few managers that I'm lucky to have had as my gaffer, right? So managing the team I support. He's one of the few where I can watch him in a press conference and just go, yeah, he's got this. Don't worry, he's got this. He's absolutely got this. I don't need to worry about a thing. Yeah, it's not like Graham Potter. Graham Potter gave me anxiety attacks. Yeah, he had me on flipping high blood pressure monitors and all sorts. Like everything, I'm like, what's he flipping gonna say? Don't say something stupid. Don't. His whole tenure, he had me on strings, right? Especially every single time he came out and said, well, the lads gave everything. And then that's it, I explode, right? Thomas Tuchel, just like Jose, to be honest, I got to be honest, and Maresca is starting to feel like that for me when it comes to the press conferences. I feel like I haven't got to worry about what he's saying. He knows what to say. Thomas Tuchel, creme de la creme. Here's what he said. Here he is on English fans being disappointed that he's German. He says, I am sorry that I have a German passport. All of these supporters felt my passion for the Premier League and the country. I love to live here. Hopefully I can show them that I am proud to be the English manager and I will do everything to show respect to this job and this country. And on top of that, in that press conference, as well as the interview that's on YouTube right now, he did come out and say, just like 2021. Do you remember 2021 when he joined Chelsea? What did he say? We want to make a team that nobody wants to play against. And mission accomplished. We did that. Yeah? We done it so much to the point we got Pep Guardiola making up words that don't exist. High and wide and... Anyway. What did he say today? We'll do everything we can to make sure we put that second star on the shirt. The second star is going on the shirt. Yeah, it's a given. It's done. So, that's that. But, that's all he can really say. And fair play to him. Let's get into all of this. The whole thing about a foreigner coming in, it's split into two. Okay? There are people that genuinely believe, even if it was Pep walking through, even if it was Jose, Even if it was, name it, even if it was Klopp, whoever, that will go, nah, it's got to be an Englishman. And you know what? Fair play. For that, cool. You don't want any foreigner through the door? Because there are people that genuinely believe that no matter what, the manager should be from the same nation as the nation he's managing. I get it. I absolutely get it. I get that. That, cool. That's a topic for a different day. Yeah? If you're of that, what I'm about to say doesn't apply to you. Okay? Because that's basically an ideology, and it can make sense. Cool. Now, the people that are saying, oh no, we shouldn't get a foreigner in Thomas Tuchel, he's not English, so no. There's a lot of them. Let's be real here. Let's be honest. If this was Pep Guardiola, those same people would be saying, we got Pep through the door. If it was even Klopp, some people would go, oh, we got Klopp through the door. But it's Tuchel, and they're a bit uncertain on what it's going to be like, so they're throwing the card on the table of, no, but he's a foreigner. Let's call it what it is. Because even with Klopp, right, personally, I think even with Klopp, it'd be a similar reaction. And why? Let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. It's because he's German. It's not because he's a foreigner. It's because he's German. Anyone else, I think there'll be a little less turmoil than this. But it's because he's German, right? Cool. If it's because he's German, well, let's address that. Let's address that. Because I feel like there's 3 points here that will completely kill this argument completely, right? Germany, let's be real. England fans talk about, bombers in the air and all that. Listen, lads, right? England and Germany, I understand there's a rivalry, and there's been a rivalry since World War II, yeah? And since the 1966 Cup final and all that. Right? I get that, right? History is history. But Germany, having a problem that he's German on a personal level because he's German, Germany are not the same country that they were in 1945. Yeah, we talk about the war and that's where it all stemmed from. Well, that Germany is gone. Hitler didn't exactly leave anyone behind, did he? You know what I mean? It's a completely different nation. It's not the same. So that doesn't apply. The whole German thing, 1945 was God knows how many years ago, and it's not the same country. So that's that. Point number 2. Let's be honest here. If we genuinely had a problem of, it's because he's German, right? I don't see anyone talking about the fact that England are led by a royal family with German blood. Nah, we don't see anything. If it's genuinely about being German, right, there'd be no royal family. So anyone that's royal and English and proud, right, got to be a flipping nationalist, and we don't like the Germans, well, go and sort out your royal family, basically. Yeah? Because they're German. By blood. That's also that. And to relate to that, a lot of these people, right, who are English and born and bred, no matter what, I guarantee if a lot of those people actually do end up going and having a DNA test, they'll find they're German themselves. So let's just not kid ourselves, right? Let's leave all of that to one side. Now, if you want to talk about the fact that we should have an English manager in charge, we've got something to talk about here. Why can we not have an English manager in charge? This is going to go to Gary Neville's point, because what he was saying is half right. But I ask him, name me some of these outstanding candidates that he's talking about. Who are they? Oh, wait. Graham Potter? Hardly outstanding. Eddie Howe? Well, he's in a job at the moment. But, again, would you rather him or Thomas Tuchel? Do you rather Gareth Southgate? The same people that are saying get rid of Gareth Southgate are the same ones now saying, oh, well, no, we don't want a German in charge. Well, who are we going to get then? Ten Hag? We're going to wait for him to get sacked from United? No. Who are these outstanding English candidates? We ain't got any. And we have to talk about why. Because instead of blaming the German, or, making it a big deal, does the Germans come through? How about you talk to the Premier League, the ones that enabled this in the first place? I agree. Why is there no English coaches coming through? Why? It shouldn't be that way. Why? We've got the best league in the world, but we have to talk about why do we have the best league in the world. We have the best league in the world because it's been marketed brilliantly and we've attracted all the talent from everywhere. And that has suppressed the English talent that's come through. It has. It has. But on top of that, those managers that come to the Premier League, they have more. They have more than what the English have to offer. They just do. Why? It's very easy. They're more well-rounded, they're more cultured, they speak more languages, they understand different mentalities better. They just have a full package. We can't compete. We can't compete. If the Premier League and the FA genuinely care about grassroots coaches and bringing coaches through, they will do a few things. They will try and stop constantly going towards people abroad to come to the Premier League and market it even more because we want the biggest names. Why? Because we want to make money. The Premier League is the biggest league in the world. Why? Because it makes the most money. It brings the most eyes. It has the most advertising. It has the biggest names. If it was about genuinely looking at the English, we wouldn't bring an Arsene Wenger through the door. We wouldn't bring Jose Mourinho through the door. We wouldn't bring Jurgen Klopp through the door, Carlo Ancelotti through the door, Pep Guardiola through the door. All of these coaches, Unai Emery, we don't bring them in. We would look within. But we don't look within. Why? Because we know they're just not as good as those ones from abroad. But why? We're also suppressing them. These English coaches are not being given a platform to be able to actually come out and see what they can do. They hit a certain level in the Championship and then they're stuck there. When it comes to the Premier League, don't need you. Don't need you. And then the few that do make it through, Eddie Howe, Thomas Frank, Graham Potter, all of that. Chelsea gave a chance to Graham Potter. How did that go? Do you know what I mean? Thomas Frank's linked with these jobs now. You think United will get him? You think that he'll be given a chance? Well, maybe. But automatically, you just know, look, if the chance was there to pick between Tuchel and Thomas Frank, let's be real, who you picking? Chelsea had the chance to experiment and went to Maresca, who was from the Championship, but has worked at City and whatnot. We still got him through. He's Italian. On top of that, let's talk about a few things. Joe Tomlinson said this correctly. I see people saying France, Spain, Germany, etc. don't need to recruit externally like England. Why should we? The reality is English coaching is a mile back on these nations. No English coach has won a major honour since Redknapp won the FA Cup in 2008. No league title since 91. Not even a League Cup since McLaren in 2004. That tells you everything you need to know. But let's go to the root. This is why I talk about the FA and I talk about the Premier League. You think coaches are being helped at a grassroots level? They're not. Unlike other countries. Here it is. Dean Mears here said it brilliantly. It's not hiring foreign managers that's blocking a pathway for English coaches. Here's the costs if you want to become a coach in England and start from the bottom. Your UEFA C licence will cost £500. UEFA B is £960. UEFA A is $3,500. And the UEFA Pro licence is almost 10k. In fact, and this is the stat, in the UK only 10% of non-ex pros pass the A licence and only 203 Brits hold the Pro licence. And a Pro licence is what you need in order to manage top-level professional football. People can't afford that. Unless they're in the game and they've played and they've got money, then perhaps. But even then, Gary Neville's talking about, we want an Englishman. Well, how did you do as a club manager, my friend? At Valencia, well, you didn't exactly show the best example, did you? This is what I'm saying. It's difficult. It's been made really hard for an English person to reach that top level. So something has to break. Something has to happen here. We need to allow coaches to come through and make it affordable from a grassroots level for them to reach. On top of that, a lot of these licenses and a lot of these courses, they're very tame. There's not much learning. It's not too difficult to be able to pass these courses, basically, right? It's not like other countries where it's a lot more theoretical, it's a lot more practical, there's a lot more to it. It's not straightforward. For this, it's almost just like a process. Just go through the process, you'll pass your assessment, it's done. It's very straightforward. we've developed a culture of like we think we know everything in England, and it's not nice. Whereas in other countries, like I said, they develop and then they come over to our country with a different language, a different mentality, a different way of understanding football, a different way of growing up, a different everything. They adapt everything about the English culture. They're automatically at an advantage compared to the English coaches. It is what it is. But the Premier League is what started this. It is what started this. So something's got to break here. If we genuinely want English coaches to come through, English coaches need to prove it, right? I'll give an example now. Eddie Howe is at Newcastle. Well, okay. Now he's got to show he can win. I'm sorry. Like, you're at that level now. You've got to show that you're in contention to try and win silverware. You have to. If not, no one's taking you seriously. Compared to some of the other coaches that are going to be winning. There's no excuse. But other English coaches that do make it up to that level need to prove themselves. If not, they're going to constantly get eclipsed. But at the same time, the FA need to do more about the structure and allow authentic, natural, talented coaches that don't have the means to be able to come into the game and coach. Because you never know where a gem's going to come out from. So that's important. So it's as simple as that. And the Premier League, well, the Premier League are the Premier League, and they're constantly going to look at money. And that's not helped the cause. Because the best talent have come from abroad. Simple as that. So for now, look, there is no one else that England could have got who's at this level, right? This is a fantastic hire. Thomas Tuchel, brilliant. Who wanted to come back to England, who loved it in England, who wants to manage in England, who wants to work in England. And in fact, when he was at Bayern Munich, he made it public and said that I feel more appreciated in England than I do here in Germany. And that's his home. That shouldn't block the way to the England job. If there's no one else to hire, we're going to just go for an Englishman and just leave this team stuck, basically. No, I'm sorry, no. I'd rather give a chance for this team to strive and do something under someone that can do it no matter what the nationality, as long as the players are English. And talking about players are English, does no one have a problem with the fact that, yeah, a lot of these players, in terms of their roots, not exactly English, they're born in England, some of them. In fact, you'd have to be born in England. But no one has a problem with that. In fact, there's a lot of hypocrisy here. Again, like I said, it's because he's German. It's not because he's foreign. People don't have a problem with players being of a foreign background. But no, because he's German. Nigel Farage come out earlier on and said, it should be an Englishman. Mate, your missus is German. What are we doing here? What are we doing? You got half German kids. It's just, there's a lot of hypocrisy here, yeah? Let Thomas Tuchel get on with this. And I guarantee you, the thing is, like us Chelsea fans, we know, he's going to get everyone on side. Just give it time. Just wait. Because a lot of us were skeptical we walked through the door, just in terms of ability. Like, is he gonna work? Is he not? We weren't really sure. Mate, we love him to bits. It's as simple as that. We love him to bits. And he'll do the same with the England team. You wait and see. When he unlocks this England team and it kicks off, everyone's going to go, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, it's cool. We'll wait and see what happens. So, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And let me know what you think needs to happen. What would you do to help English coaches? Because I agree, personally, look, it doesn't make sense that England doesn't have any talent. Surely we have talent. Surely we have footballing brains. Surely. But what needs to happen? Because England, unlike a few of these guys, even Gary Neville and whatnot, are acting like we should just experiment with the England team. No, I'm sorry. England's not there to experiment with. England's there to try and win something. We've had enough of waiting, and we've got the team to win something. Let's go and win something. Get me the best. Who's the best? Right now, it's Thomas Tuchel. So what would you do to try and help the English coaches come through? Let me know down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell on. Do not forget. And I will catch all of you tomorrow. Make sure you're following on socials too. Instagram, Twitter on screen. The links are in the description. So make sure you're hitting those. And I'll see you tomorrow. In a bit, people. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.